back again. Just want to introduce this last video in this Create Your Own Planner series. I will be doing other videos with layouts, examples, but this completes this larger project that I had for the 2020 year planner. So in this video, I took a extra large Moleskine notebook, a bunch of calligraphy pens, and a ruler, and just created my planner from scratch for the entire year. This is the same method I've been using for the last 5 years or so, and it's really worked for me. I want to set your expectations on a few things. The first thing is I'm a project manager by training, and I'm also a Capricorn, so I'm like super practical, and I'm super I am all about like climbing the mountain to the next goal. So you're not going to find a lot of fluff, stickers, color, rainbows with my stuff. You're going to find more of a bare bones layouts, things that you can build on, and it's hopefully a structure that maybe would be useful to you. Not knocking those things. I do use stickers from time to time, but I tend to just be like super practical and let's get the stuff done, right? The other expectation I want to set is that when I do goal setting, I'm trying to set a balance between setting the goal and being accountable to those goals and tracking those goals, but also being flexible for pivots, because that's very important. We have to be agile. Things change, COVID happens, that sort of thing. So the way my planner is structured is I look at the year, what I want to accomplish in the year, and it's kind of like this funnel. And then I look, okay, what do I want to accomplish this quarter? Drilling down just a little bit more. And then I will drill it down by month. Okay, what things do I need to accomplish in this month that relate back to my quarterly view and my annual view? And I don't go down any further. So you are not going to find a daily view or a weekly view in my planner. And that honestly, that's because I personally I'm not consistently in my planner often enough to really have that be useful. So I also don't use a habit tracker because I'm just not going to be tracking my habits every day because I'm just not a consistent person. And it's actually in my energy type, which is a whole nother conversation. But so just know that what I do is once I get my goals to a monthly level, I will write to-do lists based out of that goal that I might reference throughout a week or a few weeks, but that's about the extent of it. And lastly, while I'm super practical, you're also going to find a little bit of woo because I am a human design reader. I am into productivity and personality types. I am into tarot card reading. And manifestation. So I've got this weird blend of like practical, she's like a super goal setter going after her financial goals, but oh my gosh, what is this? She's got a tarot card over here. So anyway, you're going to find a little bit of that. Hopefully you're okay with that. But I tried to make some suggestions for layouts that can kind of appeal to both just like super practical and then maybe adding a splash of woo and magic. So, all right, that's it. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments. All right, so this is my flip through of the planner that I've created. I'm going to walk through the entire planner. You will see, as I already mentioned, that there are a variety of layouts. Really, just for example, I also keep a lot of blank pages. I really only like to provide myself structure for the first few months because I don't know, as the year moves along, I like to maybe try a different layout or try to do things a different way. So you will find that there's also some blank pages in here. And, my planner tends to be super goal oriented, not flashy. I tend to stick pretty practical. So again, this is an extra large Moleskine notebook. So the first section that I like to include is a 2020 reflections and inspiration pages. So I've written some examples of the things that I would include on my 2020 reflections. So it might be gratitude, it might be successes that I had, it might be learnings that I had. I do try to keep a positive spin on things. Obviously for 2020, that's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I do think there's a silver lining in everything that's been happening. I might capture special events that happen that I would like to remember. I might also capture favorite things from the year or favorite memories. And then on my 2021 inspiration page, what I like to do is a word of the year and a quote of the year. Obviously, you can do whatever you would like. Some other ideas for this page or multiple pages like this. If you want to be a little bit woo, you could do your tarot card year. You could do your numerology personal year and what that means and write down the energy of that. Any kind of significant astrological events that you maybe want to keep in mind related to your chart for the year. Maybe you want to do an oracle card energy reading for the year. Or maybe you just want to document and really think about, what is my highest magnetic self? Like what do I want to be and what do I want to project in the next year in 2021? Some more non-woo type things, what's your BHAG? What big, hairy, audacious goal do you have that just like you want to really knock out of the park? Is there a major habit that you want to really start doing? Or is there a major habit that you would like to break this year coming up? Is there a role model? Do you want to put a role model or an expander, someone who inspires you, someone who you maybe follow on Instagram or social media? Do you want to write one of their quotes or maybe what's going on in their life or their background that really inspires you? Or you could write a bucket list, an adventure list, a place you want to travel, that sort of thing. The next page I have is dreams and manifestations. So for me, my planner is really all about what's going on in my personal life. I don't put a lot of career stuff in because a lot of my dreams are associated with what's going on outside of my corporate environment, what's going on outside of my career. And so what I like to do is I like to create a free space to just write all the things that I want. So one of the things I will do is a manifestation meditation just to kind of get me in the headspace and then just start writing about the things that I would like for the next year. And sometimes it even goes into 5 years from now, 3 years from now. Another idea is there are clarity meditations or exercises you can do to kind of get clear before you would, really kind of free write in this section. And could also be a section for a vision board. You can just, not write anything and just put pictures of images of things that really inspire you and are associated with the dreams you have for 2021. And then on this page, I think what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to do a Venn diagram of my values. So a Venn diagram, if you don't know what that is, it's where they have the circles, like you'll have 3 circles or 4 circles and they're intersect. And so what I would like to do is put a Venn diagram of my values, and this will help kind of guide my year in terms of making decisions. So if opportunities or problems or challenges come up and they don't meet one of my values, this will be a place where I can just kind of really think through, okay, I'm going to say no to this thing because it's not aligned with my values, or I'll say yes to this thing because it is. Another thing you can do is your authentic code. I don't know if there's any to-be magnetic people watching this video, but this might be a place to put your authentic code. And if you're into human design, I am a human design reader and I will be doing some more videos on human design. This is also maybe a really great place to put notes around your authority and strategy for your energy type, because this might be something you want to reference as you're moving through the year and you want to kind of stay connected, stay in flow when you're making decisions. This is where I get into the meat of things for my visions and goals. So in the previous page, it was more dreaming and planning, just kind of ideation, maybe kind of getting clear on my values and what's important to me for the next year. And then this is where I get to the meat and I will write down my goals. So this year I'm going to look at goals related to mind, body, and spirit. I always have financial goals. Ever since about 10 years ago, I started on a debt-free journey, so I will always have some sort of financial goal going on. And then I also have this blank space here, which can include things around personal development, reading, career, hobbies, home projects, education, family and relationships, or travel and adventure. I do try to keep this section out of the weeds. So for example, because I'm looking at the entire year, I might write, I want to buy a house, but I'm not going to write, I need to clean the house and get ready for to be listed. So I keep things very high level for the year because I'm going to be drilling down into what are the different actions that I need to take in future layouts. Here is my year at a glance view for 2022 or 2021, sorry. And then here is the 2021 future log that I have. I love this feature. I use it all the time for events and activities and to remember special dates. So then the first thing that I get to is season 1 or quarter 1. So I like to break down my goals and the way I think about what I want to do into quarters. And so the way I have it organized on this page or this spread is all the things. So this to me is household, school related, maybe with kids, you know, and again, thinking a little more high level, not at the super detailed level because I'm going to get to that level on the monthly view. But, you know, so this is kind of my catch-all area. What projects am I working on that I need to have goal setting around? What habits am I working on developing, and then my financial goals for the quarter. And so a lot of times, for example, with financial goals, I'll say, okay, I want to save, you know, $1,000 this quarter or something like that. Or maybe it's $100 a paycheck, or so I keep it kind of large like that. And then I move on to the month view. So again, this is January. So I have all the things. And so this is kind of this catch-all bucket where I'm putting everything, you know, that's home related, putting all of those goals and things that I need to do in there. And then a lot of times I will use this page for more goal setting. Maybe I want to break it up into specific categories. I might use it for notes. I might use it as another vision board, or I might use it for an oracle or tarot card reading for the month. But basically, my goal here is to really break things down. When I am writing down the things I'm going to do, I'm going to get more detailed. So for example, if I am wanting to buy another house and I'm having to sell a house, then I'm going to write here, I need to clean the house and get it ready and prep for listing. So this is where I would be writing that. I also I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm completely obsessed with podcasts. So I like to write down the things I'm listening to or reading. And I am actually reading some fiction right now. And so I would like to capture those things for the month. I did include a habit tracker as an example. I don't use a habit tracker because I am actually not that consistent. I'm not in my planner every single day. So this doesn't really work for me, but I included it just for other people to kind of see what you can do. Here's the month of January. There's a lot of free space. When I create my calendar views, I like to create a lot of free space to use around here. You know, you can sometimes add another habit tracker. You can use it for notes. You can use it for stickers and decorative type things. Going on to February, here's another monthly view. So I have another section. This one's called goals. Here's a section for financial goals. Here's what I'm reading and listening to. And then I thought I'd go ahead and put down how I do an oracle or tarot reading. You know, I will have pull a card for the main theme. So this is a spread, essentially, a monthly spread. What is the card for the roadblocks for this month? What is the card for wisdom this month? What can I draw from? What energies can I draw from? And then what are the possibilities for this month? And so I put that in there as an idea. Here's the month of February. As you can see, there's a lot of free space on this page. So I added a reading, listening to section here as an idea. In March, again, goals, inspiration, fitness goals. And then I decided to do the month at a glance by week, just as a kind of a little test layout. And so you can use this blank page to look at week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and write notes for each week or make plans for each week. In the calendar view, I had enough space, so I put another habit tracker here. So as you can see, there's a lot of space here, and you can put a lot of different habits you would like to track right there. So then we're in quarter 2 or season 2, life goals, business, fitness, and financial. So this is a place where I'm going to be looking at my quarter. So what I usually do actually is I will go back to the first quarter and I will say, what are the things that I thought I was going to have time to do, but I didn't have time to do over here? And I will migrate them or move them over here if they're still relevant. And I'll do a lot of free writing around this, a lot of thinking around this, a lot of considering, pivoting what has changed in my life as far as goal setting and things I would like to get done. For this April monthly goal setting, I have a to-do list, I have an inspirational quote, a to-buy wish list, and then I did a little bit of a mind map of what are the things that I want to accomplish regarding these different areas of life. So just an idea for a layout. Month of April. This is May. So I did a list here of what are the top priorities, what fun and adventure am I going to have this month or do this month, what self-care items do I want to prioritize or really focus on. And then I use this blank page for what is goal number 1, what is my action plan, goal number 2, what is my action plan, goal number 3. So as you can see, there's all kinds of different ideas and ways and layouts for this page. This is the last layout that I have as an example in this planner. The rest of the pages are blank because I like to adjust as I move through the year. I really like that flexibility. But again, I have a place for goal setting, inspiration, self-care, top 3 priorities, what's a savings goal here, a financial goal, and then a space for notes. So then I'm going to move on. So now we're in June, right? And so I've taken an annual look at what I want in 2021. I've broken down the things that I would like to accomplish each quarter. And then I've really kind of tracked those goals through the monthly cycle. So what I do at a mid-year review is I like to look at the things I've completed. So I will look back at my annual goals. I'll look at my quarterly goals and my monthly goals. What are the things that I've completed and I've drawn a line through and capture those? And what are the things that I've completed that I didn't even know I really needed to do? So I will add things that are not even on that list. What projects or goals are still in progress? Which ones am I still working on? And then I'll write a bit about pivots that I've had to make. So in 2020, for example, COVID threw a monkey wrench into a whole bunch of stuff in my life, and I'm sure everybody else's life. So my pivot section was quite interesting when I got here this time of and back in June when I really looked at this. So it's a great place to say, okay, these goals are no longer relevant because X, Y, and Z has changed, but these are the pivots that I'm making and the reasons why. What are the pivots? Like what has caused that to happen? And so then what I'll do is usually if there's a pivot and usually if things have happened and things have changed, there's additional goals to add. So I'll write additional goals that I didn't have a line of sight to earlier in the year. And then I like to basically document, okay, my focus for July through December will be X, Y, and Z. The next 30 days, I'm going to knock these things out of the park. So I'll list the things that in the next 30 days to get momentum, just to get started. And then what are the things in the next 90 days that I want to accomplish? And so again, these will be a little more micro. This will be a little of a larger level of goal setting. All right. And then we're into quarter 2. So then in quarter 3, so what I'll typically do is I'll take this information that I have here. I'll also look at my information from my annual vision and my annual goal setting. And I will plop in, okay, next 30 days I need to do this, next 90 days I need to do this, and then list the goals that have become important during this time. And so I'm going to move now to the December. After December, I put in a future log for the next year. I love, love, love doing this because I find that it helps me actually build my planner for that year. So for example, I have annual eye appointments that I really have to do every single year that are really important. And so I'll make sure to write that down so that I remember to put that in my planner for the next year. I will also put due dates for annually occurring expenses and any kind of events like weddings or that sort of thing that I really want to remember that are probably not kind of in my line of sight because they're just so far in the future. So this really kind of helps me build out my next planner for the next year. Then I'm going to get into the end of year review. So I like a lot of writing space, a lot of empty space. So what I do is I reflect on what was the good, what were my successes, what shit did I get done, what were the positive things from the year, and then what were the lessons, what did I learn from the year, and trying to move the needle forward on the goals that I had. I will also do a very large kind of analysis of my financial wins and my financial challenges. I have a lot of space here because I do take a lot of notes, and I do have a lot of things in the pot when it comes to financial wins and challenges, but you can use this obviously for whatever you would like. And then I will use this page for 2022 changes and pivots. So by the end of this year, what has changed in my life and what do I want the next year to bring? And this will inform then the next planner and the things in the goal setting and the annual review, the annual goal setting that I'll be doing for the next year. So it's this kind of this large cycle. I then have my budget worksheets. Again, some people may or may not be comfortable having their finances in their planner that they might be carrying around different places. I have done this for the last, like maybe 7 years. And so far I've not had anything traumatic happen. But this is the method that I use for plotting out how I will be paying bills to ensure that they are paid on time. And I also like to make sure that the way I'm plotting my bills payments, it isn't putting me in a bad way as far as like, for example, sometimes, I know that when I was a single mom, I would very often go to pay my rent and I'd literally have $100 left over. So when I started using this system, I would split out my rent and say, okay, I'm going to save $600 this paycheck, and then I'm going to allocate $600 my next paycheck and then pay for my rent. That way I'm kind of spreading out the expense and freeing myself up to have money for more groceries, because I kind of had this feast or famine. It kind of felt like, one paycheck I'd have $100 left over, another paycheck I'd have $400, and I couldn't seem to kind of get a grip on it. And I finally had this system where I would start working out and really kind of plotting out where my expenses would go based on when I'm getting paid and how much I'm getting paid. And so I typically will plan out my expenses for a quarter at least, because I'd like to have a line of sight to where I may have extra cash, or making sure that I'm writing down, okay, so this paycheck, I'm going to be using this money towards this financial goal or towards this travel goal or what have you. And then last but not least is the travel log. So I think there will still be travel in 2021, even with a pandemic. My husband and I purchased a national parks pass, so we are going to be visiting some national parks safely. So basically, this is my travel log. I put the date, the location, things to remember, and it's worked really well for me for just for documenting memories and that sort of thing. So if you have any questions, let me know. There's a lot of blank pages back in the back. What I do with my blank pages in this planner is I will typically put important information such as things related to my son's college. I will also put reference information such as, for example, I have a list of supplements that are helpful for the immune system, so I will pull those over into here. So I use these pages for all kinds of things. I will have a wish list, a large running wish list. But again, I like to kind of create as I go and not have too much structure at the beginning. So if you have any questions, let me know. I hope this walkthrough or flip through was helpful. And